Any others? We'll see. I could probably always use a soapbox. But let's get the Selter one finished first. Or it writes itself. See, that seems to be... It would almost have to be like a magic, like a wiggling pen or something, right? Because if it's writing itself, I don't know, like a fountain pen that has like a D20 at the end of it or something, or the D20 is the fountain pen tip, and so it's sort of random number generation, and it writes itself, like it's sort of like a little a wiggly wand or something. That could be interesting. It would be. I mean, given the size you have to make the emotes, yeah, not a lot of wiggle room. Wiggle, 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 yeah. All right. Let us continue. Every option is on the table. Now, this character is going to be a multi-class character. We're forcing it to happen. All right? So we already know it's multi-classed.
M3, 3.
Okay, that'll be, it is 13. It's 1322 for the split on those. Okay, no problem, Tristaflumph. No, it's fine. I need a bot command that does that, or I need to put something somewhere that describes that. Oh, spit. 280. Do you want to apply the extra $1.80 then to the convention fund? Thank you. A non-whole dollar. Does that make any of you itch out there looking at that $46.80? Is it giving you the twitchy eye? All right, all options are on the table. We're just going to roll percentile. 1 to 50 female, 51 to 100 male. We already know we're multi-classed. 66. How much is trust off? I got bits I can fill in if needed. Oh, Trustaflump made up for the $1 and put $1.80 into the TwitchCon goal to help get me out to California this September. That'd be nice, Nick Dirac. I was looking at plane tickets earlier today, and it's disappointing what air travel. I mean, I travel infrequently enough. I've been on an airplane once or twice, believe me, especially internationally. But hey, Delcorin. But it's just interesting to see what options are taken off the table, or things that used to be standard are now extra features. You know, it's like downloadable content for your flight. Are you flying into Burbank? I was looking at flying just into San Diego itself, because that's where the convention is. But if you have a suggestion that's more economical to get me over to California and then to San Diego, you know, maybe saving a couple bucks, I'm open-minded to that. But I've tried to budget out plane tickets, hotel, and things like cab fares or Uber. Could go to John Wayne into the Surfliner Amtrak line. Taking a Griffin is cheaper, but the risk is higher. Try looking into John Wayne. Nope, stay in San Diego. Flying into Orange County will not do anything for you. Might be more economical. I could make a note of it. Look into John Wayne Airport. Well, I may very well just fly directly there, but we'll see. Hey, if any of you have experience doing that, let me know. If there's a better way to go about just hopping a flight from Cleveland. I don't mind going from Detroit. It's close. It's a 2-hour drive instead of 1. I fly into John Wayne to see my sister. It's always at least $150 more. Oh. So, you know, I don't mind looking at Detroit instead of Cleveland, but I don't know if that's going to be a huge difference or not. All right, so we have a male what? There are 35 different races that we can choose from, or rather not choose, but randomly roll. So we manufacture a 35-sided die, and let's hit it. And if we get a number 3, another bugbear, this was meant to happen. Oh my gosh. You know, I think one of the flights had a holdover in Denver. And I know there's one that was a holdover in Dallas-Fort Worth. And there's a couple other places. Minneapolis was another place that I could have a holdover in too. Anyway, let's roll a 35-sided die. Number 11. Number 11 is a Floran. Now, a Floran is a D&D time race. And it just so happens that I have the D&D time website here available for instant access should we need it. We did make one the other night, yes. We made a Fungal. Whoops, that's the minis. Yep, the Fungal Trash Druid. Awesome character. I may end up rolling that character in D&D time on Friday sometime. Alright, so we have a Floran. We did make a Fungal, but you know what? We also made another Bugbear. I'm going to roll a D4, and it's going to land where it lands. This was meant to be. Yes, a Trash Druid. Check it out. Three. Another Fungal Floran. What are the odds? Two Fungals, two Bugbears. A Furbolg and a... an Undead Elf. And an Undead Elf. I have so many games going on right now, I have very little time to play D&D time. Oh. Well, yeah, don't burn yourself out, Coffee, because then you don't want to grow to resent the game overall. I now have many games going on right now. Oh, yeah, so the odds are 101 in 140-ish. Beep. Alignment, percentile, 19. We have a neutral good instead of the chaotic evil one from before. Oh, the chaotic evil fungal trash druid. Let's see, we're a medium-sized creature. All right, there we go. The level at which we're, because we're not making this for D&D time per se, we're just going to roll this up, and 61, level 12. So if you play D&D time enough, you too can reach level 12. Now, normally in D&D time, you can't take feats. And you also can't be multi-classed. This Fungal Floran is just flying in the face of Pete and Jeremy. Because we do have a multi-class character, and I'm going to roll and see if we have any feats to take. 34, nope, it's ASIs. All right, the background. What is our background? What would if we get a Ravnica background? That's gonna have just Flump twisting in circles here. We need to make a 62-sided die. Orcs make beautiful lovers. Hello, welcome. It's good to see you again. It is excellent to see you, orcs. We rolled a 26 on our 62-sided die, and that background is a Golgari agent. A Fungal Floran that's a Golgari agent? What? How could that ever happen? Why, that makes no sense at all. What a conflict. Sense, what is that? What are you talking about, orcs? We get to name the spider too? Oh, gotcha, orcs. What do you mean the spider, Nictorek? I've heard the term trash witch before, mostly in dice camera action. But what does the trash term mean? Oh, check it out, Delcorin. Personality traits and the other parts of the background. Well, we can't have 4 twice. 47315. Four, 7, 3, 1, 5. Now for the class and subclass. I'm going to roll the big golden D12. 5. A fighter. And now a 7-sided die to figure out which kind of fighter. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. An Eldritch Knight. That is going to be our first, our first class. And our second is a Warlock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. An Eldritch Knight Gulak. And specifically, Witch Pact. 3-sided die. 3. Tome Pact. Alright, an Eldritch Knight Fighter, Goo Tome Lock. Oh, okay, Maddie, you managed to keep me up a little longer, but I must depart. Cry not for me, for I shall be back. Dramatic. Have a great night, oh sheeps. Cheers to you. And here, we'll ring you out. In the homebrew I got invited to, we started at level 2, and if you multi-class, you could roll 2 background ideal flaw. That's how I ended up with the traditionalist cleric war, who is only in it for the money bard. Interesting, Orcs. I appreciate you sharing that outlook, that way to approach a homebrew game. All right, a male fungal Floran, who's an Eldritch Knight Goo Tome Lock Golgari agent. And now we shall go to Fungal Floran. How old are we? 27. We are a young adult. And so we are 9 years old. As Fungal Florans mature quickly. And I don't have any information for the height or weight, so we can just leave that blank for right now. Also, I have to plug in my my headset. On this like ridiculous 8-foot long USB cord. Do. There we go. Yes, I have all the characters that we have made. Orcs. I have them all in a folder. Okay, we do not need this, the randomizer, just yet. Now, what I will need is the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. Because we need to delve into the background. And the Golgari agent is on 53. Not to divert too much away from the new character, but what happened to the orc cook who is looking for revenge? You're going to have to remind me, Orcs, how long ago that was. Yeah, Coffee, that is correct. The content we make on the stream ends up on our Discord. So that people can watch the creation on a YouTube video that's linked. They can also download the character sheet. And if they're involved in some kind of an adventure or whatever, there's supporting documentation for the adventure. All right, we are going to get nature and survival as our background skills. We're going to get proficiencies with a poisoner's kit. Languages, choose one. Elvish, Giant, or Crawl. Roll a d3. 2. Giant. Gigante. We are going to get a Golgari insignia. A poisoner's kit. A pet beetle or spider. So, I mean, we could just put pet bug. And yeah, and so folks were asking, can we name it? I'm open for that. If you have a design for some kind of a pet bug, I'm fine with that. A set of common clothes. And a belt pouch containing 10 gapuz. Our background feature is Undercity Paths. You know hidden underground pathways that you can use to bypass crowds, obstacles, and observation as you move through the city. When you aren't in combat, you and companions who lead, pardon me, can travel between any two locations in a city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. The paths of the Undercity are haunted by dangers that rarely brave the light of the surface world, so your journey isn't guaranteed to be safe. A spider named Stinky? Why is our spider Stinky? First thing that came to mind, so apparently we have a stinky spider. Okay. Golgari guild spells. Prerequisite spellcasting or pact magic, and we're going to get both of those. For you, the spells on the Golgari guild spell list table are added to the spell list of your spellcasting class. If you are a multi-class character with multiple spell lists, these spells are added to all of them. So these are things to consider, right? They're added to the spell list of your spellcasting class. If I recall correctly, Trustaflumph, was this the point where you said no? The Ravnica backgrounds just really aren't compatible with what we're trying to present on Fridays. Yeah, more or less, the spells are just a bit, I don't know. Well, because it says it's added to the spell list, so so you don't get them all, but you can take them as options. Gotta sleep. My dog is sick, and I want to get a little extra sleep tonight. See you Monday or Tuesday. All right, Bubonic. Hey, thanks for hanging out and chatting with us. It's always a pleasure. The spells that you get, Nictorak, are right here. Okay, our personality traits. Number 4. I do my best to discourage anyone from approaching or talking to me. Probably because you have a spider named Stinky that hangs out with you. And number 7, I put my knowledge of anatomy to use by narrating the injuries my enemies suffer in grisly detail. As a fungi, getting spare the dying makes sense, I think. Maybe, actually, as a fungal floran, we can eat a dead body and recover hit points. Our ideal is number 3, nature. The natural world is more important than the edifices of the city and civilization. Our bond is number 1. I cherish the finger of a family member who was petrified by a Medusa. So we have a little bit of a grisly totem with us, but we cherish that finger of a petrified family member. And number 5, our flaw. I can't help but pocket any trinket or coin I come across, no matter how worthless. Also, we have a Golgari contact. Roll a d8. Number 2. I learned combat from a crawl. Crawl are bug people. So in D&D time, we have a Fungal Floran that learned how to fight from a bug, from an entothrope. Orc says, speaking of Coffee Cat in the Discord, I forgot I have a zombie beholder out there. Yes, you do. It is still there in the orphanage, Orcs. And if you want, I can send it to you, or you can keep it out there for trade. It is up to you. And that's the last of the dragon milk. You decided against all trades? No rush. I can hang on to it, yeah. Orcs, if you want to build your collection, that's perfectly fine. If you want to hang on to it for the future, that's fine too. It's your mini. You let me know what you want to do with it. It's kind of funny that that you get a for a mushroom learning combat from a bug. And I'm sorry, we rolled twice on the Golgari contacts table, one for an ally and a rival. So this is Golgari contact ally. Golgari contact rival. And then we also have a non-Golgari contact. So an 8 and a 10. 3 and 3. All right, very good. I reckon it is what it is. So our rival is... I know a Medusa who is stationed in the guild hall. I wonder if that's the same one that turned our family member to stone. Maybe there's an outstanding debt? Maybe there's some conflict. That could be a point of investigation for us. Or it doesn't have to be directly related. Look, Medusas aren't rare in Ravnica. So our rival could just be someone who tries to do the same things that we do, just in her own unique fashion. You know, kind of like a Gimli Legolas. No rush. I was actually going to make it a shelf display, so just know you're contributing to my decorating. Yeah, I love it. And Orcs, when you finally get all the decorations in place, if you're willing to share it, I'd love to see a picture of this little temple to the zombie beholder. And our non-Golgari contact is number 3. I had a romance with a Dimir agent whom I still feed secrets to. Ooh. Ooh. I had a romance with a Dimir agent whom I still feed secrets to. Let's see. Their take on the Dimir, they collect information like trinkets. Well, you know what? We collect trinkets too. Maybe that's why we had a Dimir lover. So how can they ever grasp the deeper truths we possess? But their presence in the Undercity is an all too real threat to our dominion beneath the streets. We're sleeping with the enemy, folks. Okay. Oh, there we go. Well, I'm going to keep this here because we can reference that for our spell list for Eldritch Knight or our great old one, Tome Lock. So there's that. That is our background. Let's see, we're level 12? We should probably split it. If we want to make an even split and still get our stat bumps, we're probably looking at maybe 8 levels of Eldritch Knight and 4 levels of Warlock. Now, that doesn't mean we can't make a 6 and 6 if we really want to. In fact, I reckon, let's take a look real quick and how we're going to end up splitting this up. First off, Warlock, we need a Charisma 13, Fighter, Strength, or Dex. This is going to be easy to, this is going to be easy. We got this. We got this, folks. Classes, Fighter. By 6th level, you do get an ASI by 6. So we get one at 4 and one at 6. We would get another martial archetype feature and another ASI by 8. Warlock, what's happening at 6 and 4 and 6? An ASI and another cantrip, or a patron feature at 6. Ooh, split at 6 and 6 actually seems kind of. Let's do that. Yeah. We're gonna go 6 and 6 to make a level 12 character. Okay, now, multi-classing in 5th Ed is not terribly difficult to do. Oh, shoot, you know what? Before we get there, hold that thought. It's not. But for our race, we need to consult the D&D time. Let's go to Floran. And our con increases by 2. Our speed is 30 feet. Whoops. Con 2, 30, 15, 15, 0. Flower power, you know the Druidcraft cantrip. Well, that's good because it'll help us make some food, some secret herbs and spices. So we're going to come over here and over to cantrips. We're going to put Flower power, Druidcraft. We can also regrow some limbs. Common and Sylvan are our languages. Common, Sylvan, and Giant. Regrowth. And our subrace of a fungal. Where are we? That's Floran. Anemone. Blossomer. Fungal. Here we go. Wisdom score by 1. We get Dark Vision. We get the Scavenger ability. Once per day when you take a short rest, you may consume a nearby corpse of size small or larger to regain a number of hit points equal to 1d6 plus your level. And Spore. We know the Dancing Lights cantrip. Once you reach 3rd level, you can cast a sleep spell as a 2nd level spell. So, Spore, Sleep, 2nd level. Once per long rest. And at 5th level, we can cast the Phantasmal Force spell. Is that a 3rd level spell? What is Phantasmal Force? Oh, it is second. All right. Spore. Phantasmal Force. Once per long rest. And Wisdom is what works for both of those spells. Excellent. We'll also get Undercommon as a language. Ta-da! We're not only sleeping, but we're traitors to the Golgari. Misfit, hey! What a week! Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a little while. I hope you've been well and you were able to get all your tax stuff taken care of. Do we have Storm Kings? Yes, we do. We have. One Storm Kings left before I break into a brand new brick of it, Misfit. One Storm King remains from this brick. And then I have a brand new brick of it that I can break into. Our competitors are striking, so it's a madhouse. Been helping a store that's up 150% daily. Oh, geez, so you're putting in some overtime and such? It's, hey, you know, food is a very cutthroat business. And if you're staying on top of it, then you have some endurance, my friend. Alright, so that's what we get for being a Fungal Floran. And now we are going to go back to the player's handbook. We're going to build our Eldritch Knight first, ensuring that we meet the 13 Charisma to then dip into Warlock. So, classes. Fighter. We're going to take 6 levels of this, which is going to give us 6 D10 hit dice from Fighter. Which, by the way, you see this other half right over here? That's going to give us 68.
2 Storm Kings and some money for your trip.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. So that would be 22, so that'd be 44, and you so that's $6. So we're at $52.80. My goodness, thank you so much, Misfit. Let's pop some stuff. So we will here just if you can hold out just a little bit here, Misfit. We're gonna finish up this this ultimate character that has been pulled from all options of D&D. Okay, no problem. What else are we gonna get? All armor and shields. Armor proficiencies. All and shields. Weapons. Simple and martial. No tool proficiencies and strength con for our saving throws. Skills. Choose 2 from acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. We already have survival. So we're looking at discourage anyone from approaching or talking to me. That seems like intimidation. I put my knowledge of anatomy to use. By narrating injuries in grisly detail, it could be perception. Natural world is more important than the edifices, but we get nature, so... I cherish the finger of a family member who was petrified by Medusa. I can't help but pocket any trinket or coin I come across, no matter how worthless. I think we're going to go for... If you're on the lookout for people, maybe perception and Intimidation. Welcome back, Derek. When we finish this Golgari character, we're gonna crack open some boxes of minis. A Golgari Fungal Floran at that. Came up with a fun bad guy for next week. The bad guy had been looking for his missing brother when the players played him in my weird session 1. Couldn't figure out what class to make his brother. Decided instead to go with a shade that the dwarf thinks is his brother. He lost his mind, and the shade will res everything in the boss room to undead. Well, you didn't miss it. We're just applying. We just finished applying the background in the race, and now we're getting into the 6 levels of Eldritch Knight, and then multi-classing into 6 levels of Goo Tome Lock. All right, we're going to get some starting equipment. I'm not going to worry about this to save a little bit of time because our character is going to be more complex than what weapon he's wielding. We are going to get a fighting style. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to roll a d6. 5. And 5 is a protection. Fighter archetype and Warlock archetype. We are also going to get Second Wind and Action Surge. And an extra attack. But we're not yet at a 9th level for Indomitable. So the archetype we're going to dip into is Eldritch Knight. So we learn 2 cantrips of your choice from the wizard's spell list. So this is going to be EK1 and EK2. Are we picking flavor? What do you mean, Derek? Or is that a question back to Nictorak? Now, our spell slots are going to be a little bit different because we are taking a 1/3 caster and a warlock together. So I'm not going to calculate our spell slots just yet. Golgari are the ultimate reduce, reuse, reanimate archetype. We do have access to Golgari guild spells on our spell selection. And so we could take these if they are available to us. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about our spell slots, but we are going to know 4 different spells. But before we get there, our fighter archetype is also going to give us a weapon bond. You learn a ritual that creates a magical bond. So, we're almost double dipping. In Eldritch Knight is sort of like a blade lock itself. And then we get tome lock on top of this. And we're not quite high enough for war magic. Almost, though. Almost. So, cantrips known, we know 2, and spells known 4, but they're a 1st level. So, this is going to be EK level 3, EK level 4, And we're still there. Okay, very good. Now, it's going to be easy for us to make sure that we have at least 13 Dex or Strength and 13 Charisma. So what we're going to access now is Chapter 6. And when we get Warlock, multiclassing, we get proficiency with light armor and simple weapons. Well, as a fighter, that's not really an issue. This guy's a traitor. Yeah, he is sleeping with a Dimir agent and feeding her secrets. Yep, that is true. We're double dipping. All right, now for our spellcaster slots, we are a 1/3 caster, and so 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then there's also the fact that we have to take Pact magic into account. So if you have both the spellcasting class feature and the Pact magic class feature from the Warlock class, you can use the spell slots to gain the spell slots you gain from the Pact magic to cast spells you know or have prepared from classes with the spellcasting class feature. And you can use the spell slots you gain from the spellcasting class feature to cast Warlock spells. So we look here. We are a second level caster effectively, right? 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we are going to get 3 first level spell slots and go back to Warlock. Level 6, we are going to get 2 third level spell slots. Actually, did I do that correctly? I don't know if I did. Yeah, because you know what? We're not high enough. We're not high enough Eldritch Knight to get we're not high enough yet. In fact, ooh, hang on. I always trip up on this. The way it's worded is a little awkward. I get to add on the spell slots from Warlock. From being a Warlock. And I just get the spell slots from Eldritch Knight. From being an Eldritch Knight. If I'm recalling correctly. In a multi-class situation. Because Pact Magic is not the same as... Pact Magic is not the same as spell casting. Yeah, exactly. Look at them separately. So we're a 6th level fighter, so we have 3 first level okay, so yeah, we have that anyway. 3 first level spell slots. And Warlock, we have 2 third level. So yeah, we have 0 second level spots. Hello, Cake Boss. Yeah, so in this case, a third caster plus Pact magic created a little bit of a bubble that's filled in by racial magic. So we are a very weird spellcaster. We are a very weird. We're casting off of everything with this character. We're casting off of int, we're casting off of whiz, and we're casting off of charisma. I love it. So our spells known, we know 3 at 3rd level. And then we get a 4th at 4th level. And we're going to keep that. So probably more focus on enchantment magics than offensive spellcasting, avoiding anything that requires a save. Probably so. as much as we can, because there's some restrictions for our spells. And don't forget, we have the ability to dip into this stuff too. Okay, so we already added in our D8 hit die from multiclassing. Our weapons and armor are redundant for fighter, so that doesn't really matter. And we added in our magic. And so now we come over to Warlock and add in the other things that we get here. We are going to know some cantrips. By level 6, we know 3. Whoops. I forgot the cantrips known. We know 2. EK1, EK2. And then Warlock is going to get 3. So, Warlock 1, Warlock 2, Warlock 3. There we go. Spells known 7. And so now this is going to weave into all this stuff here, because at first level we're going to know 2. So this is going to be Warlock 1 and Warlock 1, Warlock 2, Warlock 3, Warlock 4, Warlock 5, and Warlock 6. Can't see anything past that animate dead. Cuddles is animate dead. We have the option to choose it. The background opens it up on our spell slots if we can take it. Watching Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets. I hope you're enjoying it, Pouty Lips. I love what you did with your I love what you did with her in your style. It really exemplifies her creepiness. I really feel like you get the character I was going for. Thanks for being awesome and keeping up the great work. Nick Dork, that's an awesome compliment. And Derek certainly deserves it. We are also going to get some Eldritch Invocations. Very good. At second level, we'll get 2. And we're going to get a third one at level 5. So Warlock class, we're going to get Eldritch Invocations. Level 2, level 2, level 5. In its own weird way, this is like squishing together a Battle Master fighter, and a Tome Blade combo lock. This is a very interesting combo. You familiar with William Money, Unforgiven 1992? Curious on what you would do playing such a character. I am not familiar. I'm sorry, Derek. We're going to get a Pact boon with Pact of the Tome. Your patron gives you a grimoire called a Book of Shadows. When you gain this feature, choose 3 cantrips from any class's spell list. While the book is on your person, you can cast those cantrips at will. And they don't count against your number of cantrips known. If you lose your Book of Shadows, okay. So we're going to get 3 cantrips from Book of Shadows. My gosh, we have run out of room. So, you know, we'll just put like BOS 1, 2, 3. We know 10 cantrips. Yeah, your Whizlock is a cantrip nut? I imagine so. I can't handle all this magic. Yeah, just my cantrips are spilling out of my arms. Oh, gosh. And we can also... We can do rituals too, can't we? Oh, that might be an invocation. Alright, and we do not get Mystic Arcanum. Now, we are a Great Old One, and we have an extended spell list. So we have 2 extended spell lists, our Great Old One spells and our Golgari spells. Which, remember, these are not like Oath spells or Circle spells or Domain spells. You do not get these. These are just options you can take when you could take a spell otherwise. We are going to get the feature of Awakened Mind. So we do have some telepathy. And Entropic Ward. Some damage mitigation. This is actually turning into a very interesting character. Celestial Patron and go Pact of the Chain. All right, let's look at the Eldritch Invocations here and fill this in first. Are we making a Hexblade? Super Colliders, we are not. At least not in the official Hexblade as a subclass. We are making a 6th level Eldritch Knight, 6th level Goo Tome Lock. Fungal Floran Golgari Agent. He certainly can't fight, and I don't think Tome would make sense for the character you're talking about. Yeah, this is quite the mutt. Yeah, no problem, Super Colliders. Yet, this is the full test of the new character creator. Every option has been checked from all of this official and for D&D time and my little contribution for Matty Morgs. All of the combinations of printed material that's not Unearthed Arcana or any of the other homebrew. Oh, hey, everyone, you know what to do. The power is yours. You have this emote, everyone. You have the emote. There it is. It is an official stream now. We have cat butt. No, Super Colliders, unfortunately, I'm not. Cat butt is my one super weakness. Soon, Super Colliders, the only stat that I am missing to make partner is to have an average of 75 viewers per broadcast over the course of a month of broadcasting. And so, unfortunately, I'm not hitting the numbers of people that I need to watch the program in order to make partner. So I have over 1,000 followers now. And of course, you know, Discord, our Discord is pretty big as well. But somehow I need to find a way to engage more people or to have more people show up for the broadcasts before Twitch recognizes that we're partner material. It can be very difficult. Yeah, Super Colliders. Content is definitely there, but the overall interest on D&D Twitch isn't incredibly high. Well, it is. I mean, look at Critical Role and look at some other like what Hyper RPG gets a couple hundred or a couple thousand people watching. So it's a matter of coming across as, you know, because we are definitely not Critical Role here, not even on Tuesday. And that's fine because Critical Role is Critical Role, and our Tuesday is our Tuesday, and our workshops are our workshops. And so it's really just finding a way to build the audience or to get them to come by and participate in some fashion. It was popular before it was super produced. There's an audience that really wants to learn more. It may just be long-term stream growth. I think it's coming for you, man. You deserve it. That says streaming. I need them. Just need them to find the channel. Honestly, I love our Tuesday game more than Critical Role right now. Coffee, with the events on Tuesday have put me as a DM into quite a predicament. I have been pulling my beard. Super Colliders, thank you. I've been pulling my beard, trying to figure out what to do because the party is split. And you didn't hear this from me, says the DM to the player. You didn't hear this from me. We might have a couple weeks where, not that anyone is disinvited, but it's really going to heavily focus on just 2 or 3 characters in the split. If that makes sense. That reminds me, people randomly idle in my stream this time. Wait, the party split up? I missed one session. The party did in fact split. And you know what happens when the party splits? Ninjas who've been following the party this entire time, waiting for this exact opportunity, descend from the trees and murder people. Gonna be that long a thing. This is... As a DM, I have ultimate control of the story. And anything can be anything. At the same time, everything I had planned was contingent on you all participating in the ritual. And now 2 of you aren't, and 2 of you are, and then of course we have the newcomer with the party that is. And so the party is split 3-2, not counting Siphonix the NPC. And so I have been racking my brain because it looks like the party is going to have to be split for a while. Without giving away anything. Critical Role's a built-in audience, but Twitch has a rep for video games. Its tabletop point is building, but it's not there yet. Part of it's bringing an audience from outside Twitch to the channel because many aren't aware tabletop RPGs are a thing on this platform. And you know what, Derek? That's exactly why I want to go to TwitchCon. It's not just going to be self-promotion, but it's going to be role-playing promotion and networking and seeing if maybe there's some industry reps there I can talk to try and give us a boost. And I don't mean us as in this community especially. I mean us you and Coffee even as an artist, all of us who are producing, to give us a boost in our corners of Twitch as well. Brighton Norlai are the split. We have Brighton Norlai back home, and then we have Mordecai, Celine, and Selter with Stephonix at the Dragon Graveyard, not on Mesomasca, performing a ritual. All right. What would this... I don't know if we're really a ritual type person. Do my best to discourage anyone from talking to me. I put my knowledge of anatomy to use by narrating the injuries my enemies suffer in grisly detail. Nature, the natural world's more important than edifices. Yeah, I don't know if he's really a ritual caster. I don't know if Book of Ancient Secrets is really a thing for us. I mean, I know we can end up adding some more over time. I trust you, Black Wolf. Make sure it's a good link. Now, if we're discouraging people from wanting to talk to us, then that's probably going to fall into disguise self at will. So we're going to go Mask of Many Faces. Let's see. If we're Golgari and we're a Fungal Floran, we're probably lurking around in the dark a lot. One with shadows, I think, would be a really good one. And lastly, pocket any trinket or coin I come across, no matter how worthless. Bestow Curse could be a good one for Sign of Ill Omen. Maybe empowering something for Eldritch Blast. He is a fighter, though. Repelling Blast could be a good one. If we are going to be a melee fighter through our Eldritch Knight, False Life could be another good one, too. Oh, you know what? No, we're Golgari, and we're a Fungal Floran. Speak with Animals. This is going to be a good one for us. Beast Speech. We want to know what's going on. Also, if we're whispering secrets to our Dimir lover, we got to know what's going on. You feel like the personalities aren't there? What do you mean by that, Super Colliders? And on my behalf, I'm sorry I hadn't been able to stop by your stream on Sunday. You know, I try and if I can make it to your stream, I certainly do so. And I can't do it all the time. And I do feel bad that I miss, like, when you all post up. You know, if I'm out and about, maybe I can pop in, and I try my best. But I'm sorry I haven't been able to stop by, Super. It is about the fun. Yeah, you're welcome, Super. And look, I know it can be frustrating. I know that it very much it can. And you know, if you keep doing it and you try different setups, you try an outreach, or you do something, you know, find your niche. What can you do that's different? What can you do that will get the eyeballs? You know, if you're going for that. If you're fun first for your friends, then, you know, concentrate on that. Make sure your group is having fun, and make sure you're just having a great time. And secondarily to that, then, if you are looking to build an audience, it's finding your niche. And what do you do? And Tressa Flump wiggles back in. All right, so we have all of this here. We have our 6/6 Eldritch Knight Tome Lock. Fungal Floran. We have all of our spell slots. We haven't chosen the spells. But honestly, that is going to be probably not for the initial character creation here. But what we can do is drop in our standard array. And also real quick, because we're a 12th level character, our +4 proficiency. So we need to make sure that we have a 13 in either of these, and then a 13 in charisma. I think we're going to get extra attack. One was Shadows, Beast Speech. We have this Weapon Bond, Entropic Ward, and I do see us as a melee fighter here. And you know what? We can wear heavy armor, and still cast magic because we're proficient. So I almost want to say we should go strength and make a swole lock. Right? If we go 15 there, and we go 14, 13, 12, 11. Whoop, not 11. 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. Oh, gotcha. So it's like super specialized investigation, but that doesn't necessarily capture others' attention because of the minutia. And you know, Tressa Flump, that's true. Smiling and laughing and all that, that's a big part of it. Hey, Diadems, welcome. So we add in our con, we add in our wisdom, and this is going to make sure we have the minimum scores that are necessary. Now, we are going to get a level 4 and 6 ASI, and then we're going to get a level 4 one from our Warlock. So we're going to get 6 points to distribute into things here. And I think we can go 1... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our strength is 3, our dex is -1, con of 1, int of 2, wiz of 2, and charisma of 3. Tuesday's very different than D&D time, and so they appeal to similar but separate audiences. Actually, our passive perception has yet to be determined. Strength saving throw of 7, athletics of 3. Our dex, we're just going to discreetly copy and paste this -1. Constitution of 5, which is a good thing to share for some spells maybe we want to concentrate on. 2's down the line on intelligence, and our nature is going to be 6. Wisdom 2 down the line, except perception and survival, which is 6 and 6. Then 3 down the line, except for intimidation, which is 7. Our passive perception is going to be a 16, 10 plus our perception modifier. Our initiative is going to be -1 because it's a dex check. Armor class, it's going to depend. You know, if we're wearing heavy armor, if we have a shield or whatever, it's going to be variable. And so, you know, bees. Unlike the druid, who might actually have an armor made of bees, you know, people have like bee beards. You know, armor of bees could be a thing. That'd be a very fun spell. Hey, Trustaflump, make an armor of bees or something on D&D time, brews. That'd be very interesting. Bees? What's your armor class? Bees. Yep, you gotta find your niche and you gotta hit it hard, Super Colliders. Rebrand your channel. Yeah, if you gotta do it, make sure you have some sort of like a psychological gateway to separate it, and then rebrand it and hit it hard, Super. Bees! What are you doing? Stop. Armor of bees, advantage on intimidation checks, disadvantage on stealth checks. We no longer have a pile of stats. We have a character with a name. What shall we name our male Fungal Floran, Golgari agent, / Dimir Sleeper Wither, Eldritch Knight Goo Tomelock? Our hit points, well, at level 1 as a fighter, we got 10. Then for our remaining 5 levels of fighter, it's half plus 1, so 6. Then for our Warlock, all 6 levels, because you don't get to double dip that first level. It's only on the first character level. So all 6 levels are going to be times 5, because that's half plus 1 of the D8. And then for all 12 of our levels, we get bonus hit points equal to our Constitution modifier. And so here's our simple math. This goes to a 12. This goes to a 30. And this also goes to a 30. So we have 70. We have 82 hit points at level 12 from being a fighter Warlock. And as you can see, our hit die are separated. So when you spend them and you choose to spend the ones you'd like, you can keep track of it. It's very convenient. For our spells, well, this is really, you know, our sleep and phantasmal force are based off of wisdom. They specifically say that. So really, it's just going to be a matter of, you know, intelligence is not quite the same as charisma. Otherwise, we could share this. So, you know, if we go int whiz, then it's going to be +6 +7. And therefore, it's going to be a 14 or a 15 to save. And that is going to be reflected in int first and charisma second. So 14, 15, 6, 7. And then we get to go through and we can pick spells for days, my friends. And don't forget, we have Stinky the Spider as a friend that hangs out with us as well. As a pet, not really a magical pet. It's just like a tarantula we keep on us. You know, maybe we're the strong silent type. We're strong and we keep our mouth closed because the tarantula just sort of, you know, hangs out in there as a fun little cove. That's true. We can talk to him because of beast speech. You know what, Nick Direct? That's true. We did take that, and I completely forgot about Stinky. But you know what? Maybe Stinky has been inside my heart this whole time and guided me in that direction. Like I'm a giant spider, mecha. A biological mecha for spiders that live in my heart. Stinky is more likely to be in your bowels. Or out at some point in time. So here we go, everyone. My goodness. This seems really complex, but I like the character. And this is such an odd and a challenging mix, but one that I think can still work rather well. You know, you still can attack. You have a ton of options. A ton of options. He's capable in combat, capable in roleplay, capable in stealth. And remember, too, we can choose spells. I mean, maybe we could take a break and come back and pick at that later. But we get to take spells not only off of the Great Old One expanded spell list, but also our Golgari guild spells as well. And so we don't have enough levels for Animate Dead yet, but soon. But we could take, Dancing Lights, Spare the Dying, Entangle, Ray of Sickness, Protection from Poison, Ray of Enfeeblement, or Spider Climb. Spider Climb. So as long as we're meeting the minimums for... Eldritch Knight requires some grooming of spells. And unless your DM says, yeah, you know what, because this says, well, as long as you have spellcasting or pact magic, it can override that. You would have to stick to Eldritch Knight and then kind of make up for it maybe off the Warlock list. But anyway, we got there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up and stretch. Let's take like a 5-minute break, use the restroom, grab a drink or a snack. And, hey, Victor, welcome. When we come back from break, I have 3 boxes to open, I believe. I have to open a not a Mad Mage, a Monster Menagerie 3 for a first dib pull for Trust-a-Flumph. And then Misfit wants me to pop open 2 Storm King's Thunder for full pulls, which is going to be the last of this brick. And then the full brick up here. So Misfit, you'll get first dibs on a new brick. So congrats on that.